Every weekend, I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other. It's part of who I am. If you ride, you know what I mean. That's why I insure with Shannons. They get it. They share our passion and give us the features riders want, like limited use cover and multi-vehicle discounts. Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. Whatever you ride, ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Rare Spares has over 50,000 product lines and releases over 500 new products every year. Your local Rare Spares distributor has what you need when you need it. And as the only restoration company officially backed by Holden and Ford, we take our part in your project very seriously. Rare Spares, more than just a part in your project.
Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to your Thursday night broadcast here on SRW TV. Tonight we bring to you the Shannons Insurance Toyota GR86 Nationals, and thanks to Warren and Brown Tools, this is round 6 of season 3 here in 2023. Tonight our drivers will be taking to Long Beach, a 3.14 kilometre track. And the temperature is looking pretty good at only 21 degrees Celsius at the moment. I am Nathan ShiBBy Howard, and of course in the comms box next to me is Tyler Sheaf. How you doing, mate?
Good. It's been a boring week at the moment. I haven't been doing any racing, but I'm looking forward to seeing these boys out here at Long Beach. I had a crack at the vehicles, and it's a very challenging track, so it'll be interesting to see how these boys can handle it tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely been interesting watching these lads run some practice laps as we are in practice session at the moment. Quite a few off tracks, few mistakes. Those ripple strips as I like to call them, definitely cause chaos in the 86, as it's such a short, stiff little car. Any sort of bump on one side and you end up on two wheels like a motorbike and drift off into the wall. So definitely going to be interesting. Very, very tricky corners through 1, 2, and 3, and then again through 5, 6, and 7. So definitely going to be interested to see how they handle this tonight. Speaking of drivers, though, we need to have a look at our standings as of round 5 last week. John McHenry, Mr. Consistent, is leading the charge at the moment on 871 points. This man just doesn't know how to finish below P5. And that is how he has worked his way into that championship leading spot right now. Great drive from Callan Hodgkinson for Crisscross Racing, trailing by 116 points. Plenty of points on offer, as this is a super sprint series. So, 3 20-minute races. Second race will be a reverse top 10. Third race, reverse top 5. So plenty of points on offer every round. Bruce White for LMR Esports, 729 points, only trailing by 142. Dan Bartouche for ETS Motorsports, 650 points in fourth there. So Ryan Price in the Bluey Mobile. This man really has picked up his game this season, really starting to get a flow of the sim and how it all works, and it's showing that his in real life racing is really starting to come to terms with the sim as well. Sitting there really nicely in fifth on 562 points. Although Greg Johnson from Team Greg Racing is hot on his tail on 560, only 2 points off him. Wayne Edwards for Web Sim Racing in 7th on 525. Jake Edwards for Crisscross Racing down in 8th. Jace Douglas for LMR Esports. Probably not the best drive he's had this season. Still, we've got 4 rounds to go, so plenty of points for him to try and grab at. Brendan Soper for Web Sim Racing as well will round out your top 10. As we move over to Mark Turner, Jordan McDonnell for Maverick Sim Sports. Lockie Brett, also known the Missile. So tonight, Sheafy, if we're looking at Lockie for Maverick Sim Sports, he is known as the Missile.
Oh, the Missile, that's an interesting name there.
Got the name
often you want one like that.
He got the name last week because I said something on broadcast about Lockie becoming a missile or something and shooting past someone. So it sort of stuck with the Maverick Sim Sports guys. So if you're lucky enough to, Sheaf, you're going to get yourself onto a soundboard over at Maverick Sim Sports.
Oh, really? That's very interesting.
They've got a great little soundboard over there of our broadcasts, and they have a good chuckle at it, which is awesome. Anyway, enough of the results. I'm sure we've had enough time to check them out. The top 10 are the main contenders at the moment as we head on through to see how long we've got left in the practice session. 1 minute left in the practice session, and then we will be heading over to the Racecraft Simulations qualifying session. So hold on to your hats as we will be heading over there. We've actually got Jordan McDonnell joining us in the comms box to run us over his lap, give you a bit of a track rundown, explain sort of how he feels the drivers will attack this track tonight. We will jump on board with him when the qualifying session goes live. So that should be awesome, getting the community and our drivers involved a bit more. Always enjoy that.
I definitely think that's an awesome idea, and it obviously gives other drivers who are a bit more weaker at qualifying or just understanding how to tackle a track, a better understanding and learning lesson as well on how to drive a car better, which is obviously a good thing for the competition.
100%. This community is really good too. You can see most of the guys. There's about 5 guys up in just the open lounge room, and they're all from different teams, and they just go in there, hang out, have a bunch of fun, talk about setups and where they can tackle the track better and learn from each other. So really good to see the community getting behind each other and just making this a better place to race.
I do got to say as well, just while qualifying just about to start up, Jordan McDonald actually won all 3 races last week as well for recap. So this man is very quick, and in practice session he was the quickest out of the lot. So it'll be a really awesome hot lap to see him out there on track.
It will. He is also the first heading out. So after we get the shot of all our drivers leaving the pits, we will get Jordan down here into the comms box with us, and he can talk us through his lap. We'll let him get his out lap locked in, but we have head on into the Racecraft qualifiers session. Huge shout out to Racecraft for sponsoring our qualifying pole position and best lap. And of course, huge shout out to Shannons Insurance for our naming rights sponsor for Toyota GR86 Nationals. And of course, we couldn't do it without Warren and Brown Tools. Get over there and help support all of our sponsors that keep us going. All the links are in the description below. I hope you are all ready for 60 minutes of 3x20 sprint races. These 86ers really do enjoy these 20-minute style races. So most of our cars are coming out of the pits now. A couple still in there.
The Jordan McDonald on the screen right now, just slowly warming up, just going around the hairpin. This is going to be a really tough corner as well to tackle, so it'll be interesting to see what line he takes as he starts his qualifying lap.
Oh, yep, hang on, we'll pull him in. Hey, Jordan.
Hello.
You ready, mate?
Yeah.
You are now on the Warren and Brown Tools cockpit cam. The mic is all yours to talk us through how people are going to tackle this track tonight.
All right. Welcome everybody to the 3. Welcome to Long Beach. It's quite a tight technical track. Lots of bumps. But yeah, riding on board. So how I like to attack the track is maximizing as much as you can out of the curbs without getting it off track or stuffing it in the fence. Oh my God.
Somebody clip that.
Oh, this is gold. All right, hang on. We need to start again. Sorry, mate.
Take 2. Hang on, let me just move you out and we'll bring you back in.
Take 2.
All right, and we're going to have with us now Jordan McDonnell going over a hot lap with us. Hey, Jordan, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. I'm good. Just, taking a bit of a knock there, so we'll try again. All right. Welcome aboard. So, tight, technical track, walls are very close, as you just witnessed. Very bumpy. The cars get a lot of body roll, so it's important to manage that. But, yeah, so second gear through this right-hander, trying to get out as wide as you can for the curb, braking early, taking a lot of the curb here. You get a little bit of a bounce, so you have to make sure you manage that as well, because it can throw you around like it just did before. Into here, up the 4th, down the 2nd, making sure you get nice and close to all the walls, maximizing as much of the track as you possibly can. Up to 3rd again, down to 2nd, nice and close once again, using all the track nice and wide. This bit here is a little bit of a breather. It's quite nice. The 86 isn't the fastest car, so it is a little bit of a breather for the lap. But then down the 2nd, making sure that you use as much of the track as you can. Obviously, you can abuse the curbs quite a bit here, which is always nice. But if you get it wrong, it's going to cost you a lot of time. So, because you'll have to slow down. Last corner is very, very tricky to actually get right. If you don't get it right, you scrub off all your speed for down the straightaway, which leaves you open to drafting. And then obviously, you do cost yourself a lot of lap or put yourself in the fence. But yeah, that's a lap around Long Beach. The start wasn't that great, but I'm looking for a good night tonight.
Awesome, mate. Well, thanks for joining us in the comms box and run us around Long Beach here tonight.
Oh,
Good luck.
Oh,
that was close.
Oh, no.
Good luck tonight, mate.
There's going to be a few of that tonight, I think.
Yeah, yep, I do believe so, mate. I look forward to jumping into the BMW M4 after the 86s for our roulette series, that's for sure.
Oh, nice. Oh, someone's doing donuts too.
All right, mate, you go and have a good race while we get on and talking about the times getting set in, mate. You've got a bit to work on because John McHenry has set a 133.416, but I did see a couple of you guys in the high 141s and low 131s and 132s. So get out there and crack some laps in.
It will do, mate. Thank you.
All right, so John McHenry is sitting provisional pole at the moment with that 133.416. Really, really good time here. We did see in practice, though, a couple of high 31s and low 32s. So it'll be interesting to see if we see that coming out tonight. Dan Bartouche has locked himself for this moment a provisional P2. The 134.077, so a little bit over a second off the mark. And Jaden Basselage as well, around the same sort of time. Nathan Kane is around the 134s. Lucky Brett, the missile, has just been knocked down to P6 by Cody Metcalf, who is actually a new driver to the league tonight. So welcome to the league, Cody. Hope you enjoy racing these 86s in our Super Sprint series. Keep an eye on those times down the bottom, though, ladies and gentlemen. We want to look for purples, so need to see these purples flying high.
Yeah, like we just...
Yeah, you go.
Like we just saw on the display of just the hot lap, that this track is very technical. Like, it's going to be really hard to get a really solid lap, especially if you've got cars in front of you that are not comfortable. And as we saw as well, like there's a few drivers spinning, just hitting too much curbs. It's a very technical track, and these boys here just might need to put it back a notch just to make sure they get a half decent time. They're not going to be the quickest, but it's better to have a time.
Yeah, 100%, mate. It's definitely better to take it a bit easier until you get a feel of the track. Make sure you get a time in, because you never know. That time could be better than a couple of guys that are pushing really hard and making mistakes. So as we talk about pushing really hard, Jordan McDonnell is on two purple sectors. Now you can see the car lift up on two wheels around that corner as he tries to carry all that speed through that super tight right-hander. Screaming now over the line, and he has made it into the 32s. There you are, ladies and gentlemen, the first 132 of the night. And that is Jordan McDonnell from the Maverick Sim Racing. Saw Callan Hodgkinson as well shoot himself up into P6 there.
Yeah, that was a good lap from him as well. And I saw Cody had a purple first sector, so it looks like the boys have a little bit of a little bit of strength difference at the track, which is good to see.
A few teammates out there as well, mate, so they're probably going to try and work together during this qualifying session, thanks to Racecraft. As much as they can, work together, keep it clear. Lockie improved but couldn't jump Cody, will stay in provisional P8. John McHenry improved, he is now down into the 32s. Dan Bartouche improved, but again, not enough to jump anyone, so the times are getting quicker. We ride on board the Shunts crisscross racing car of Callan Hodgkinson. Get another first-hand view of just how tricky this track is.
Yeah, like just following him here, this last sector is a very, very crucial, just so they can gain a lot of time, just using the right speed, hitting the right corner speed as well, especially when we're coming up to the hairpin here. This is where a lot of people probably lose a couple of seconds on their lap time. As you see, just going underneath as hard as possible there. So a few drivers could be picking out a different line, but it would be interesting to see how much quicker Callum comes across the line.
Or personal best, he will jump up into provisional P5 above Nathan Kane. So really solid lap there from Callan. Now we're starting to see the 33s flow through in most of the cars. Lockie Brett is on a personal. Oh, nope, he's just had to pull out of the way. He's let John McHenry through, who does have a purple sector. But is sitting on an orange as well. Hopefully that didn't slow him down too much. Let's find out as he crosses the finish line. Went better again, 132.671. Jordan McDonnell is only 132.616. So these two drivers at the moment are super, super close.
Yeah, just unfortunate there from John. Just obviously 2 orange sectors, and it was only 600ths a second off pole position. So, yeah, he definitely got a bit of time in the game, which is good to see. See Jaden jumping into P3 as well, so that's good to see. He had picked up the pace in qualifying.
Hey, Jace. Jace has joined us out in the broadcast. How you doing, mate? Why is... Oh, there is a Jason out here tonight. I was going to say, why are you not out here, mate? But I can see you. Always good to see our drivers dropping in and saying g'day. Old mate Peter Gretton is back on track tonight. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. This man will do exactly that. Hey, Pete, I bet you're watching the broadcast too, aren't you, mate? Hey, J-Mac, hand pink waving, hand pink waving, hand pink waving. Good to see you out there, mate. I hope you're going to have an absolute blast tonight. Nathan Kane odds a couple of greens here as well. How'd you feel about this track, mate?
Well, I had raced the GT3s here with SRW before, and was surprisingly with no practice at all, and struggled to drive a GT3. It's not too bad of a track. It's something that you just gotta drive within your limit. It's a bit like Monte Carlo. You gotta drive it within your limit. If you push it too much, all you gotta do is hit the wall or just destroy someone. So these boys here out there, they would just make sure that they, like in practice, they would have found what their limits were and just hopefully, just stick to it, because it is a bit of a survival out there.
Yeah, this track, I think it's sort of might be like the Hunger Games tonight.
Yeah, the last man standing.
Yeah, it's a very tough track, and you can already see a lot of the cars starting to struggle with these tight corners and the quite heavy ripple strips.
Oh, the good thing about it is only 20-minute sprint, so they shouldn't have to worry about fuel loads or tyre wear. So it should be nice and comfortable. You're not driving too much off the limit. You just see Cody fishtailing the back of that corner. But yeah, it should be a good fun track for the boys, and hopefully a lot of close racing.
Well, if the rest of the season up until now has anything to go off, it's definitely going to be close racing. These 86s do love sticking together because of the low power in them. They really do need the draft assistance, so they're going to want to stick close to each other and battle it out all the way to the end. If you have not seen any of the other races prior to this one, go back and check some of them out, because this 86 series has been absolutely on point. As we saw, you see Jordan McDonnell lighting up the purple sectors. One orange though, a little slow on that corner. 132.616. So he lost a lot of time in those last two sectors, which is really unfortunate. It was looking like a really quick time.
Yeah, I think that hairpin got to be very crucial tonight. You got to make sure you hit that perfectly, because if you don't, it's a long straight and the car's behind you. If they get a good exit, they will overtake you coming into the first corner. So you won't ever just sitting in the lap time. Well, probably, yep, just coming across now.
Oh, yep. Oh, he does.
Good arm, doesn't move.
Yeah, jumps Brendan Soper. Steven Sinkovich up in 12th place at the moment, which is really good to see. 136, a little bit off the pace, but hey, some people are out here just to have a bunch of fun, which is what they come and do every week, and there's always some solid battles through the front pack, mid pack, and rear pack as well. Shane, if you're watching, mate, thank you so much for the share on Facebook. Really appreciate all the likes, the shares, comments, everything like that. All helps push our broadcast out to more people. which in turn allows more people to see your sponsors that keep you out here on track.
It's a good thing, exposure on the media, especially nowadays. I think almost everyone, apart from kids, have access to social media. So there's obviously any shared likes or just even the word out there. It's a good thing for us boys because it allows us to go out every week racing. So the more support, the better.
We just missed that right at the end there. Jordan McDonnell actually went faster and locked himself in a 1:32.429. So congratulations to Jordan McDonnell for Maverick Sim Sports. He will be our racecraft qualifying and pole position here tonight for round 6 of our Toyota GR86 Nationals, thanks to Shannons Insurance. You read the grid all right, mate?
A little bit pixelated, unfortunately, at the moment.
Smash through it. Jordan McDonnell will take our pole position. John McHenry will sit on the row right next to him. Jaden Basilage and Dan Batouche will be in row 2. Lockie, Brett, Cody Metcalf, row 3. Callan Hodgkinson for Crisscross Racing. And Nathan Kane will be in row 4. Peter Gretton and Kevin Wakefield in row 5. Shane Newen, Steven Sinkovich in row 6. Wayne Edwards, Brendan Soper, row 7. Daniel Fritz is our race control tonight. Is that right? Yes, he is. Jake Edwards will be there. Bruce White, Jason Douglas, and Greg Johnston for Red Energy Racing as we get ready to go live.
Yeah, just under 30 seconds to go. It'll be interesting to see who wins in the first corner. It's going to be very crucial to have position, especially in the tight fountain as well. The further back you are, the more havoc is going to be and maybe a mistake. So it'll be interesting to see how well these boys go in the first lap.
Yeah, definitely, mate. It's going to be interesting to see because these cars aren't that quick off the line, not much torque, but they do like to bog. So be interesting to see if the front runners get a good launch and if they all file down into single lane straight away. But we are getting ready. The lights are on. It's 3, 2, 1, and the race is a go here tonight. See some of them getting bogged down. It looks like a few guys have already made some moves. Cody Metcalf and Kevin Wakefield. There has been a big incident in the background. I just saw a couple of cars into the walls there. Looks like Jaden and Nathan Kane both plummeted down the timing table there.
Yeah, very unfortunate on the first lap. It's always bound to happen sometimes, but it'll be interesting to see if they can recover from that mistake there. You see on screen was Lockie at the moment in P4, so he jumped up one position so far and keeping to the pack in front of him, so that's a good start for him. You also got Cody as well.
Yeah, new driver to the league. Good to see him getting out there, loving the colours on his car too.
Yeah, the purple and the cyan colour, pretty good colours.
Jace Douglas for LMR Esports must have got a phenomenal jump or managed to dodge all the chaos at the rear. He's already up 8 spots and chasing down Wayne Edwards right now.
That's really good stuff from him. He just overtook on the inside as well for P9 already, so it's really good stuff for Jason. He's only got 8 more cars ahead of him, but it's going to be hard to catch up with the like of Jordan and John. They showed some really good pace in qualifying.
Yeah, especially when he's battling his way through the rear of the pack now, but you can see Jace does really have a lot of pace. So I'm sure Kevin will be fretting a little bit.
Yeah, Kevin's just a bit of a silent achiever. He just does what he got to do, and just depending on what the battles is in front, he will get a half-decent result. So all he has to do is just keep it nice and clean, and you never know what's going to happen.
That's it. Oh, there is an incident up the front. And that was Callan Hodgkinson absolutely eating away a few positions there. works his way up into P4 now on the back of Lockie Brett.
Yeah, well, I wonder what happened to Dan Patrice there, because it's just bizarre to see him up and around facing the wrong way of the track. And we see Jason again go for another overtake. Already slotted himself in P7, but in saying that as well, I think they used
a little bit of contact there between him and Kevin, but yeah, he's done a great job with that overtake.
Yeah, I thought Kevin would have helped Jace out, block Kevin Wakefield out the way. Oh, sorry, Rain helped Kevin out. Jason out. Jeez, my names are mixed up. But as you see, Jason's gotten on the inside once again.
Does extremely well to get that in there so tight and so quick.
And back-to-back laps as well, that's really good.
Absolutely.
Just going around the home.
Yeah, skyrocketing up as Jordan Macton now will set the fastest lap of this session with a 133.29. John McHenry is on a 134.06, so definitely a big difference in track speed as Cody Metcalf went down the inside of Callan Hodgkinson to take P4. There's battles happening all over the field as Peter Gretton will go down the inside as well over Brendan Soper and put himself up into P10.
Really good clean move from the boys out there. So true, Peter's in prime position. If he stays in P10, he will start on pole in the next race. So I think he'll be happy with that at the moment. But he's down on position, so it looks like that he wants to try and recover P9 maybe. And maybe continue going up further in the grid as well. Good to see Kevin still in the battle, obviously keeping Wayne Edwards behind him.
He's hit the tyre wall, and that's going to give Edwards a good run out of this corner. Somehow.
Kevin learned from the mistake with letting Jason on the inside, so he's blocking the inside line, which is really smart. And kept in front too, which is a good defensive driving from Kevin Wakefield. And Paul Rain is still stuck behind him, but that allowed Peter Gretton to come on the back of both of them now, so it will put him into the battle and maybe to sneak into P8.
Yeah, it looks like Peter Gretton was really comfortable with this track.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was a really good exit, and just on the back of Rain Average, and might have an opportunity to launch in on the first corner, but maybe a little bit too far for comfort, I think. Just going to the first corner, thinking about it. No, Rain just blocked it there. Late braking though.
Peter got a great run out of that corner. There's just nowhere to go here.
Yeah, he did the right thing.
Jason Douglas is around.
I believe that he probably hit the fountain a little bit too hard, and that's Steven Sinkovich as well. He was still involved.
Well, Steve was in the top 10.
Yeah, he was 6th position, and all of a sudden I saw him facing the wrong way. So Jason spun at the fountain. Yeah, too much curbing. And probably too fast as well at the same time.
Yeah, you can see the car lift on two wheels, and there's nowhere you can go there. Just try and stay out of the way. Peter Gretton now making a move on Kevin Wakefield and Wayne Edwards. Is he going to get both of them here? He might actually have the run. He's going to take two.
2 for 1.
Great move there from Pete. He's really climbed through this mid-pack extremely fast. Now he's just got to stay consistent.
Yeah, it just proves that if you just keep it nice and clean, you know, other drivers might make mistakes and you get those positions back. And we see Cody in P4 fighting Lockie for P3 at the moment, coming to the first corner. He's just stay back a bit, but he knows he's got to keep it nice and safe. Just put the pressure under him. You don't need to force it. It's only the first race. Nice and close to the fountain there.
And Lockie Brett, the missile, keep Cody Metcalf off the back of him for long enough. Already just about halfway, 3 minutes to go before we're halfway through this first race. And Jordan McDonnell has gone faster. He's done a 132.29. He's now stretched that gap out to 5.3 seconds to John McHenry.
He's very, very comfortable in his car right now. He is the quickest by a mile, only one in the 32, so to push it low 32s at race pace, that's pretty incredible.
I suppose with less worry about tyre and fuel wear being a Super Sprint series, I think his thinking might be push it hard now, get a good gap, and if the tyres burn out a bit, although I have been told that these tyres can take a beating in these 86s.
Yeah, they definitely can. I think the only thing I would worry about was just making a mistake. I mean, once again, he's got a personal best lap, so it just ran average around. I wonder what happened there. He was battling out with Pete, Kevin, and Brandon.
I was going to say, speaking of mistakes, now Metcalf and Brett are battling. Metcalf has just got around Brett while we're on this. Oh, you can see the curb, the ripple strips as I call them, launch that car up onto two wheels. We're going to have to find out what happened here with Metcalf and Lockie Brett.
I'm into the first corner. Inside move, beautiful from Cody.
Oh, Lockie came in like a missile there. Didn't want to. I think there'll probably be a pretty good battle between these two. Lockie Brett has not left the rear of Cody yet.
I've been thinking the whole time once I heard the nickname Missile, and I know another driver, ex-driver, Formula 1 driver, got the nickname Torpedo, and yeah, hopefully the Torpedo and the Missile are two different things, but it's good to see Lockie out there keeping up with Cody and trying to recover P3 again.
At the moment, they're the closest battle on track, and I'm going to stop saying at the moment. I swear, if you guys want to have a drinking game, just watch some of my broadcasts, and every time I say at the moment, have a sip. Be great fun.
Yeah, that reminds me of How I Met Your Mother, when, I forgot the actor's name, but when she does interviews, she always says or but and then just take a shot every time she said but
We don't condone drinking.
Absolutely not.
Jace Douglas now, Brendan Soper and Greggy Johnston from Team Greg Racing. And LMR Esports hot on his tail. Jason Douglas still up 9 spots though. He did start rear of grid.
Well, talk about sports. If you ever take Greg, both him and Greg would be up 10 positions, so they've done a really good job to obviously gain that many positions. We know that Jace made a mistake early on, losing a few positions, but he's recovered them pretty quickly though.
Jace is a quick driver. Definitely won't hang around for too long. Wanting to get himself back up into a top 10 position.
Yeah, it's difficult. You just got to be patient. You just got to make sure you just make the move at the right time. Try not to force too much because you might get tangled up with them. See, beautiful exit, but he hasn't gained enough though, so he's going to stick it behind him once again coming out of this corner. I think Jace is just biding his time, and it's a really good exit there. But Greggy Johnson just blocking the door, making sure he doesn't make a mistake. And now the move is on here. This is going to be getting on the inside. Jace, he had done it twice before and he's going to do it for a third time. Coming into this corner, Greg actually held his line really well there.
Has done extremely well. Very smooth to move across and block that line. It was like he knew where Jason was going to go. Didn't need to make a sharp movement to try and get in his way. Held his line. Jace trying to show the nose. That's actually going to lose Jace a lot of speed through that corner.
Yeah, you have to be patient that last hairpin. You're not going to overtake them. You'd rather set yourself up for turn 1, and you just made a big crucial error just then. That allowed Brandon Soper to come closer to him as well.
It's given Greg Johnson a nice 1 second gap, a little bit of a breather there. As the field is starting to stretch out. This is very uncalled for during the 86s, although like what we saw last week was 3 completely different races. It's ridiculous how we can go from, it looks like an endurance style race where everybody's separated to next race. Everybody may just be on top of each other as we see Jason Douglas right back on the back of Johnston again.
Yeah, I don't know how he's so comfortable amongst those curves, because you can easily lose it. Like, I've put a few laps into this in the GR86.
Oh,
Greggy.
Johnston's made a mistake. Jason has managed to dodge him, and so has Soper. That is unfortunate for Greg. He was having an absolute phenomenal drive there. Great battle with Jason Douglas.
That's not commentator curse, is it? We didn't say his name. Just on broadcast.
It's a skill issue. No.
As we see Brennan out on the back of Chase Douglas now, but just I think Chase just hits that corner really well.
Away. Yep.
And that's been actually allowed Steven Sinkovich to jump back into the top 10 too.
Oh, has he? Look at that. He is too, up 2 spots. Let's go, Steve.
He'll be a bit gutted about the early spin, which he really probably could put him up to P6, potentially P5, but no, it's good to see that he's slowly recovering and gaining a few positions as well.
We're going to jump back to the start. So Jaden had a shocker of a start. Oh, was it it was two teammates that came together. Oh no, it was the 2 Maverick Sim Sport teammates come together. Oh, and Jaden's going to get a penalty for teleporting to the pits. And then what happened? And then there was another incident with Bartouche. This is all on lap 1. Oh, that curb, yep.
Oh, just
a couple of guys there still trying to bulldoze their way through. Not sure if that's the right way to go about it, but hey, it helped get Dan out of the way.
Yeah, I reckon it would have been a massive traffic jam if they didn't try to help Dan move off the racing line just then, because they would have gone around that corner blindsided and just banked up together.
Alright, Jordan needs to, I don't know, we need to put bricks in his boot or, I don't know, flatten one of his tyres or something, because he is out to a 12-second lead.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a power reduction in the engine. That might help everyone.
J-Max no slouch, but Jordan is really pushing. He's actually caught up to the back of his lap teammate right now.
Yeah, it's very consistent. Like, his lap time, like, just then almost matched his personal best, so it just shows that he knows where to hit every corner perfectly, and just have momentum in and out, and consistency is key. That's what's obviously played a part for tonight's first race.
100%. He also got a new steering wheel, so that could be. He got an upgraded sim wheel thanks to, I think it's Sim Magic from Simlux in New Zealand. So quite a nice looking wheel he's got. So it could be making all the difference. We might see this guy that's already ridiculously quick somehow get quicker.
Yeah, it's a bit scary when people do that. And just see John McHenry is coming across coming into the first quarter now, and 12 seconds behind Jordan and 10 seconds in front of Cody. So a little bit in no man's land, but he's done a terrific job to, try and keep up to Jordan as much as possible.
All McHenry's got to do is stay as consistent as he has been this season, and that's why he's leading the championship points right now.
Yeah, definitely. Consistency is key. I definitely know that there's no point you winning 1 or 2 races, and I don't know what happened there to Jake, but his car. Did he hit the wall then? It looks a bit slow.
Yeah, they're definitely pushing the track limits to the max. Looking pretty good. Oh, you can just see it lift, yeah, because the car's so short and stiff that any sort of movement, they just want to lift those tyres off the ground. Didn't lose him too much time, which is good.
I wonder if he already has damage on the car, because that looked a little bit unnatural. Did you see Steve slowing down?
Yes.
Oh no, not slowing down, is he?
Yeah. Oh, so he was battling here with Jaden. Jaden's going to want to make a move. Steve has had... Oh,
no.
Unfortunate. That was side by side through that corner. That was pretty crazy. Did look like they gave each other plenty of space, but that tight, that quick, anything can go wrong.
Yeah, I don't think he was comfortable going side by side into that first corner there. And definitely wasn't his favourite line, and obviously we just saw just then that it's not being used to a car on the left and hit the ball on the right. But it's good to see the car still in shape and good enough to maintain P10.
Yeah, these cars are very, very fragile. They like losing most of their front with the slightest of touches.
Yeah, definitely not wrong with that one.
And also, if you damage the aero on these things, these are already quite sluggish down a straight. Start damaging that aero, it's really not going to help you out.
Yeah, sometimes I wish we could have DRS for the slower boys so we can try and keep up with the boys up the front.
DRS in an 86.
It might work.
Well, you just hook up a turbo that's not connected all the time until you push a button.
Yeah, well, maybe a bit of curse, you know, some kinetic energy, you know,
Yeah.
that might help. A little bit of power boost when we need it. As you see, that is the right lap out now, so lap 13, so Jordan McDonald has one more lap to go and comfortably in P1 too, so it looks like he's just in cruise control and just enjoying the race all by himself at the moment.
Yeah, well, it's all going to change with a top 10 reverse race. So this is where things get interesting, because right now Steven Sinkovic will be in pole position with Jaden Basilage right next to him. And Jordan will be all the way down in P10. Callan, just saw he had a crash, but don't think he did, but Jordan will be coming down now. Oh no, he's number 3, not 33.
Yeah, no, still on the back straight, just following behind car number 61 right in front of him. No, he's done a really good job, just kept it nice and clean, 13 seconds in front of second, and just, yeah, just traffic control as well, really cleanly as well.
He went from an absolute shocker during qualifying, talking us over his first lap, to absolutely creaming it tonight. He was must have been sandbagging it. But Jordan McDonnell from Maverick Sim Racing will come over the line to take out our Heat 1 here tonight. John McHenry coming down as well. The Locked On Lads Racing will take out P2 for Heat 1. Cody Metcalf, new driver to the 86s, will get his debut podium on his debut night for SRW in the Toyota 86s, thanks to Shannons Insurance. Lockie Brett with a good drive will lock himself in a P4. Callan Hodgkinson, some great battles at the beginning. Did lose one spot, he was in P4. But still a great finish for P5 for the Crisscross Racing driver. Peter Gretton. Mate, good drive, mate. Good drive up into P6. Last week he had an absolute shocker. Not sure what happened, but he speared into the wall and his car went kaboom. Kevin Wakefield will come across the line in P7. Jason Douglas with a great drive. Up 10 spots to make it into P8. Probably could have been a little bit further, but those couple of mistakes really did cost him. Jaden probably not the result he wanted, but will finish in P9, down 6 spots from qualifying. And Steven Sinkovic will finish in P10, up 2 spots from qualifying. That will put Steven on pole position for our Heat 2 here tonight. We will get straight into Heat 2, or what it's called now is the Consolation. Alright, I wonder how Steven's feeling here.
No, I think it'll be comfortable. It's not the first time he started on pole. It'll be interesting to see how he approaches it because there's a few drivers behind him that's quick, especially Jaden. He'll be and Jake Douglas as well. Those two will be very quick off the launch and try to gobble him up within the first corner. So you never know what might happen here.
We'll definitely be keeping an eye on them as the cars are gridding up now, waiting for one more driver to hit the grid. He is now on the grid. All cars are lined up, ready to go for Heat 2 here for round 6 tonight for your Shannons Toyota GR86 Nationals. Steven Sinkovic will be in pole position. The lights are lighting up. It's go, go, go.
That's a good launch from everyone there. I don't think one car broke down, so that's a good start right there. You see the boys starting to come down the main straight, coming into the first corner here. So Jaden had managed to get in front of Steven Sinkovic.
Oh, Wakefield! No. Oh, big impact! That spun one of the Sim Blacks into another car. Nathan Kane, Shane Newens, Brendan Sober, Kevin Wakefield, all involved in that. They have all managed to get back out on track, but those cars are not looking happy. Oh,
no. That looks really bad there, doesn't it? Just crabbing a lot.
He can't steer that straight at all. I'd be surprised if he gets it back around to the pits. As we see, Jaden has managed to jump Steven Sinkovic in all of that. Starting to pull a demanding lead away from the Team SRW Motorsports driver. Lockie Brett now hot on his tail. Jason Douglas. Oh, Brett and Douglas side by side. Bit of rubbing into the wall though. Now Callan Hodgkinson is stuck on that inside. John McHenry is firing down behind them as well. This could get some heated battles, but I think we are getting our first safety car.
Yeah, that's obviously a good thing for the cars that were involved. They'll be able to get into the pitch and quickly recover their car from the damage. And I've got to say, almost got him there, but Steven Sinkovic still maintained P2 after that first lap, so congratulations to him for a good start, especially with Lockie. He gained 4th position at the start, and also kept Jason Douglas behind him as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think he might have got pretty lucky with the crash there with that safety car. I feel like Lockie and Jace and Callan were starting to breathe heavy fire down the back of Steven. It's going to be interesting to see how this race restarts with Jaden of Maverick Sim Sports in the lead. Steven Sinkovic, Team SRW Motorsports in P2. And Lockie Brett for Maverick Sim Sport as well.
Yeah, from my understanding, I believe it was Kevin Wakefield that had the request to tow. So as we see car 78 and 13 still hobbling across the track, trying to get back to the pitch before the safety car comes across. As we watch the replay now, just a little bit of a lap up and unfortunately upset Kevin's car and just unfortunately got everyone involved with it. When it hit the wall and just bounced back in, it's out of his control there.
Look, the car got the death wobbles. Watch this. Just gets a little unsettled from Callan and Jason, and the whole car just starts death wobbling, and there was nowhere he could go. And just a pile up. A small pile up, be it. Still, I've never seen an 86 get that sort of death wobbles. He just couldn't get the wheels to stick back to the track.
It still had cold tyres, so I'm not too surprised that happened on the first lap. But yeah, I think it's just obviously just momentum. He tried to fix the car, got a love tap from the second car, and it really upset the car. And unfortunately, just might have just tried to overcorrect it and just see you later. As you see, Daniel Fritz in the safety car for tonight.
Yeah, huge shout out to promo department for all your promo needs. Thank you so much for coming on board for another series for our safety car. If you guys want to have a little bit of fun, after the 86s, we are running the BMW GT3, the one you see on screen, here at the same track. So if you want to come and have a bit of fun with myself and some of the admin team and a few other drivers, come on into our Discord, join us, and then we can add you into that league. And you can come and have a blast with us. There's 2 20-minute sprint races tonight for the roulette racing.
I believe this will be the last lap of the safety car too, so these boys will be just trying to get the head down and just get ready for the restart. As you see the leader.
Yep.
Jaden in the lead, he's gained 1 position, so obviously had a good start just to get in front of Steven Sinkovic, so that allowed all the other boys behind him to, you know, put a lot of pressure on them trying to overtake Steven as quick as possible. And then while we had it, Lockie Brett, he went up 4 positions in the start, so already in P3 from P7, which is good to see. Poor Chase Douglas just got very unlucky in his start, he went back 1 position. Well, we've got Callum Hodgkinson in P5, he's also went up 1 position, and also as well, the 2 boys behind him as well, Jordan McDonald and John McHenry, both up 3 positions as well, respectively in P6 and 7, so they'll be looking forward to trying to overtake as many cars possible and catch up to Jaden to win the race.
Definitely. Well, now they're on the back to back of each other. It is a huge train of 86s here. Daniel Fritz, our race director tonight, has left the front of the pack. Once he enters the pits, the race control will be handed over to Jaden. He is in the pits. Safety car is clear of the track. Let's see where Jaden runs this from. Is he going to back them up, or is he going to get a run out of this corner? Nope, he's going to hold it. He's going to hold him to the line.
Yeah, I think he didn't get the best exit then, so he thought it's just best to keep them behind him until the starting line.
Douglas, Brett, and Sinkovic, they were all touching each other there. Jaden is away, but we will be keeping an eye on Steven Sinkovic in P2. As we see that Maverick SimSport Red Beast, you can see Callum Hodgkinson on the back of Douglas as well. Side by side, Douglas. And who was that? Lockie Brett, I think. Still side by side. That's J-Mac. And oh my gosh, what are you guys doing? John McHenry has got round Jordan. No, other way around.
Yeah, Jordan got in front of John McHenry.
Oh, big movement.
Nobody's got 3 wide into this corner right here. Steve keeps it nice and clean. Chase Douglas on the inside. And Cody trying to capitalise on the battle up ahead of him as well. As you see, Callum just keeping Jace aside. I said Jordan McDonald's all of a sudden in P3. That's just incredible.
Looks like, because he's got his teammates up there. His teammates might have given him the okay, because of course he had 2 teammates up there. But yeah, he's quick. Oh, Callan's just made a slight mistake there. Allowed Jason Douglas for LMR Esports to slot back in. But we've seen Callan driving really well tonight. Oh, this is a huge train behind Sinker.
I think a lot of drivers don't realise that you can actually attack that curve a lot more than what you can think. So you got to attack it to defend your line, especially coming into that corner. As you see, Steven Sinkovic with 2 of the Maverick boys behind him, just trying to capitalise on the draft and make a move into turn 1. See the battle with Callum just coming in inside of Jason Douglas, and made the move nice and clean as well. Got in front of him at the crucial point just before the fountain, and off he goes in P5. Good move from him. That gives John McHenry a big task to try and get Jason now.
Cody on the back of him as they come through there. There is cars around.
Steven Sinkovic caught in that. I don't know what happened there, but all of a sudden the pile of first, second, third and fourth all together. See, we're on board with Steven Sinkovic, yet the two Maverick boys behind him. It was nice and good, nice and clean, had the inside line. Ooh, a little bit fist-heavily there coming out the corner. Oh no, the leader, Lockie's
It was Lockie around.
Oh, and poor Steve had nowhere to go, just want to dodge him. There's cars everywhere, that's unlucky.
That is very unlucky, and that is racing as... so much going on as we come back live. Jason Douglas. Callan is up in P2 now. John McHenry has moved into P3. Jason Douglas is now battling it out with McHenry. Jordan McDonnell is hunting them down with Cody Metcalf as well on the back of him. This is how two completely same races can be so different.
Yeah, it's absolutely mental what a top 10 shuffle can do. It just create chaos and just a change in the grid order. Like, one minute you believe that this driver's got to be in this position, next minute they're falling behind 3 cars. So you see on board of Craigie Johnson up to P8. So it's good to see him moving up the grid as well, up 3 positions so far. And keeping Jaden, who was in the lead, unfortunately dropped down to P9 from that spin.
Is he going to try and make the move on the inside here? Wasn't quite close enough, just getting the nose out to show Griggy that he is still there. Well, Jordan, Metcalf and Douglas are in a battle here for P4. John McHenry's got a nice 1.3 second gap between them. So the top 3, Lockie, Brett, Callan, Hodgkinson and McHenry, are all in their own little battle at the moment. But leading the next battle pack is Douglas. Interesting to see how quick these 4 guys catch up to the 3 in front. It doesn't look like much, but 1.3 seconds is a fair bit.
Yeah, I'm loving this battle at the moment. It's like winning a raffle ticket at the moment. You just don't know who's going to win it. It's just cars fighting side by side, and it'll be interesting to see if you see Lockie quickly grab the quickest lap of the race, but John McHenry stole that off him with a 1:33.5. So these boys are slowly starting to speed up now. As we see Callum coming on the outside of the leader for the lead, but yeah, it's interesting to see what these boys do now. Jordan just stuck behind Jason, and Callum overtook Lockie for the lead in the first corner. So beautiful move there, and he's going to try and make sure he runs away from John McHenry and Lockie Brett as quick as possible. You see, he's just Lockie coming on the outside of Callum, coming into this corner. That is a brave move. As you see, Callum pretty good on the inside, kept it nice and clean, and still side by side here, coming into the next corner.
Oh, there's a lot of bumping there. Oh, who just committed? Lockie just committed and got both of them on that corner.
John McHenry's the one that committed and got them.
What the heck just happened?
So Lockie thought he had Callum, and John McHenry said thank you very much.
Jason Douglas, they're 3 wide into the corner, there's contact. 3 cars are into the wall. That is Callan. Oh no.
That's so unfortunate there. He was in such a good battle for the lead, and just, yeah, might have been a little bit too much contact with the wall then.
Oh, now Craigie Johnson. Jaden really lost out on that. He lost a spot to Pete Breton there as well. Hodgkinson has had to jump to the pits. That is really unfortunate. Not something we wanted to see from the crisscross driver, who was having an absolute cracker of a race, but 3 wide into that corner. As we see Cody Metcalf go down the inside of Lockie. Everybody watch out for the missile tonight. Oh, close contact there. John McHenry now in P1, starting to stretch that gap to Jason Douglas.
Yeah, John McHenry made sure he made the move ASAP, and thankfully that he got in front of the cars before the mishap happened with the 3 cars going side by side in the corner. So That proves how critical it is to make you move one corner earlier, which can get you out of trouble. As you see Cody going side by side with Lockie, fighting for P4, but Cody's just backed out a little bit on. Poor Lockie just didn't get the best run, which allowed Cody to come onto the outside and enough speed to overtake him fully. And Dan Patrice is trying to make a move as well on Lockie, but coming on the outside here, but yeah, just not enough speed. He didn't have the inside line there, and Lockie did a brilliant job to defend Dan behind him. This is a very good battle for P4.
Oh, no, Jordan's around as well.
Oh, jeez.
Filing him down. Dan Batouche will squeeze that move in as well and get himself up 10 spots. Reverse top 10 really creates absolute havoc racing. Not havoc racing, but you look at this race compared to the first race. This is insane.
Yeah, it definitely makes a big difference when you put the big boys behind the slower boys. You don't know what's going to happen, and as you see in this second heat, it's a definite spicy race. So you see Dan, unfortunately, he had a mishap in the first heat, and the second one gained 10 position, just keeping yourself out of trouble, and just keeping an eye on Lockie, just trying to pinch P4. He's only got 4 laps to go, so it'll be interesting to see if he has enough time. But he's got to defend Jordan though, coming into this corner. Beautiful move from Jordan on the inside there. And there goes Jordan P5 for Dan at dropped 1 position, but still 9 position gain so far this race. As you see, Peter looking at the inside of Greggy Johnston, but decided to stay back behind him and maybe decided that this next corner here is the better corner to overtake him. Just went out the draft, he's going to go up the inside. Has all the curb to his right, and he's done it. And unfortunately, that Greg just broke a little bit later there, which allowed.
Pete got loose though.
Yeah, Jaden just had a little bit of contact as well with Greg just coming into the hairpin. See who's got the best run out of it. Pete got a really good run. Greg managed to keep Jaden behind, but I don't think for long once the draft starts kicking in. And Jaden just trying everything he can just to get in front of Greg. He knows that you just have a little bit of a better exit coming out of the hairpin. Coming into the first corner, he's a little bit of bump and rub in there. Coming into the first corner, he has the inside line. He knows what to do. Breaks a little bit later and successfully made it. Yeah, Greg just went a little bit too steep into that corner and almost tagged the wall, but thankfully he's still in one piece. But now he's got Wayne Everett and Nathan Kane all behind him now, so this is a very, very tough battle for Greg at the moment to maintain his top 10 position.
Good battle with only 3 minutes left to go in the second race. That flew through. John McHenry still leading the charge, but by only half a second to the LMR Esports driver, Jason Douglas. They have a big gap back to P3 with 7.4 seconds. Dan Batouche. Sorry, my had bloody chicken curry. Every time I burp, it's giving me heartburn. Oh no, there's contact. Code. I'm calling netcode, and then Gretton was around as well. I feel like this could have been netcode or a self-spin here. From what I saw, yeah, it doesn't look to be contact.
Yeah, unfortunately, he made the correct decision to make that move on him, but just...
Oh, there could have been contact, actually. That will leave that up to race control, and then, yeah, you can see Pete getting loose as well, dropping a few positions there.
Yeah, that's a massive shuffle in order to stand to see Lockie just being overtaken by Pete coming into the first corner. So Pete's trying to recover from his spin as well. We've lost him 3 positions, I believe, coming into that corner.
Yeah, with that spin, he did lose 3. He did, yes. So Jaden, Greg, and Wayne Edwards all managed to get around him on that corner. So Greggy Johnson has actually managed to get himself up into P5 right now. As I see Nathan Kane side by side with Peter Gretton. There's not much room on this track for these 86s. Imagine the supercars out here.
Yeah, it definitely would be a different ball game if we had supercars out here, but we've seen Nathan coming on the inside. It's just a little bit of bump and rubbing. It is not open wheels, so they're allowed to do a little bit of bump and rubbing as long as they don't take each other out. But yeah, it's a very, very good battle. They're just trying everything they can to throw, just throw them off the game. As we see the inside as well, just decided to back out a little bit, Lockie, and allow Pete to stay in front of him. But the hairpin is very crucial. If he gets a better exit coming out the hairpin, he will be able to overtake Pete. And
Pete!
It's on Ben.
No!
And Lockie followed through.
And here comes
Steven.
Sinkovich. Come on, Steve. In the top 10 again. Let's go, Steve.
Got a good run as well coming into turn 1, so he should be in P9 by the time he gets into turn 1. So it's up to him to make sure he commits to the move. As you see, Greggy Johnson side by side.
Jaden as well now going side by side. Not through here. Oh my gosh.
No, that's
round Greg goes. These guys are starting to put their cars in probably silly positions. Greggy Johnson was up into 5th place. Matty Gerard joining the broadcast tonight saying G86 chaos tonight. Mate, the first race was calm and tame and there was like 5 to 10 seconds gaps between all the cars. Second race, non-stop. Come on, Steve.
Doing a move from Dan. And Lockie just followed suit as well, coming into it. But Steve just he decided to commit on the inside and got Lockie back in front as well. Congratulations.
Oh, big hit into the wall by Lockie. That's going to do a lot of damage on that left-hand side.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that steering wheel was 90 degrees facing the wrong way. But congratulations for Steve. He stuck on the inside and made that move count. As we see Jordan McDonald and Cody fighting in the main straight coming into turn 1. Cody has the inside and I believe he will make this move stick as well. And he has to.
Great move there. Cody on Jaden. Wakefield is now in the pits as well. Checkered flag. Did we miss the checkered flag? Bloody hell, Barney.
I thought it was right because it had the right in constellation. Oops. That makes sense.
I don't think we've missed it. We haven't missed it.
No, that was the checkered flag, so Cody didn't overtake Jordan in time then. Yeah, I think on my end, everyone has finished bar from Greg Johnston.
Yep. Yep, that consolation is really annoying. We need to change that back to heats. Couldn't tell what was going on. But John McHenry will take out heat 2. Great battle with Jason Douglas throughout that heat as well. Great driving from both of them. Jordan McDonnell managed to keep himself in P3. Cody Metcalf with a great drive up into P4. Jaden, not the greatest drive. A few little mistakes cost him ended up in P5. Wayne Edwards, our biggest mover for Heat 2, up 10 positions from grid. Great drive there from Wayne. Pete down 2 spots, but he did fall out of the top 10 at one point, so to get himself back up into P7, did a phenomenal job.
There was a lot of action in that race just then.
What, mate, this is what I'm talking about. The 86 is week to week. Because there are 3 race sprint series, a super sprint series. We're seeing this every week. One race might be boring and all the cars are like stretched out and there's not much battling happening. One race is absolutely chaos, which I think is usually the top 10 reverse grid, actually. I do believe so. And, yeah, then the reverse top 5, it sort of settles down a little bit more, but there's still a lot of battles. So it's... The 86ers always put on a great show.
No, it's really good to see the 86ers out there. There's, I just saw 18 cars, actually, 16 cars on the grid in that race just then. So, unfortunately, there's a few drivers that got in mishaps, like Callum Hodgkinson and Kevin Wakefield as well in that race. But John McHenry gaining 8 positions to take the lead. He did an awesome job of that, and Jay Douglas as well, stuck in P2. Yeah, he did a good thing to stick behind John and maintain a podium for that race.
Yeah, 100%. Well, we do have our Heat 2 winner. And where did he come in? Heat 1 in P2. So looking good for the points. So we do have John, not ShiBBy McHenry, in the comms box with us right now. Hey, mate.
Hello, hello.
Jeez, I tell you what, I'm pretty sure you were glad that you weren't anywhere from P5 and backwards.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, coming from, well, it depends you're talking about first race or second race, but the second one.
The second one.
Starting from I think it was, what, P9? So, yeah, we had to avoid a bit of stuff in that one, but, yeah, there was plenty happening.
Mate, it's crazy, these 86s, right? First race seemed very stretched out. Everybody sort of got into a groove, and that's where everybody sort of stayed. The second race, though, it's just like someone flips the chaos switch.
Yeah, you invert that top 10 and wait and see what's going to occur, because, yeah, things certainly do happen at that point, that's for sure.
It honestly brings a lot of exciting battles, though. And
it does.
Yeah.
It does. I mean, you got guys trying to make their way through, and you've also got all sorts of things occurring in that one there. So, I mean, at one point there, I think we had a few 3 wides around corners and other incidents like that. So, yeah, it's
definitely
makes it interesting.
Definitely a few
Yeah.
3 and 2 wides around corners where they probably shouldn't have been.
Yeah, well, I know Jordan and I think on the restart went 2 wide round the fountain and that area there. So yeah, that was good fun.
Yeah, it looks good fun, mate. And then doing it all again in the M4 afterwards.
I think so. I'm not sure how long we're going for tonight, but it's a full hour or a half hour.
2 20-minute races.
Yeah, look, I probably will do it.
Yeah. I got a little I got a target on the back of your car tonight, mate.
Yeah, kind of do, but just got to keep pushing forward. I know Jordan's been putting in some quick time, so yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we can what we can do in this last one.
Well, mate, you've been super consistent over the last season in the 86s as well as this season. You are the leading championship on points right now, mate. So keep up that consistent driving, and I'm sure we are probably going to see you back in here again this evening.
We'll see how we go. We've got to keep it clean. That's the biggest thing.
Yep, that's it, mate. Don't make any silly mistakes on such a tight track where the field is on top of each other. It's very easy to lose 10 spots with one spin.
Certainly is.
All right, mate. Well, good luck tonight.
Cheers, mate.
Have a good one, buddy.
Catch ya.
All right, Heat 1 winner, Jordan McDonnell, mate. How you doing?
Oh, just trying to catch my breath after that bloody crazy race, man. Far out.
Number Heat 2, yeah, yep.
Yeah, I didn't get any luck in that one.
Oh, mate, there was...
Any drivers, to be honest.
Yeah. There was cars going 3 wide, 2 wide in places just where we're going, don't do that! Like,
Yeah, we, it all started, like, the all bad luck started when, obviously my teammate Jaden spun out, and then what's his name? I've forgotten. I can't even remember. Stephen. He like went right to go round him, and then he would have probably cleared him, but then he just made a quick decision to go left. But I had already committed to go around the outside, and he just stuffed me in the fence and bent the steering, and it was all downhill from there.
yeah, well, you didn't do too bad. You still managed to get yourself up on a podium, so that's 2 podiums for the night, mate. Hey, quick question before you guys get ready to start gridding. Why'd your teammates decide to take each other out in the first race?
I don't know. There's no team. There's no team rules. We treat each other as just another car on the track. Obviously, we try not to take each other out, but I kind of think, like sometimes if you don't push around each other, then you both just slow each other down. So
100%, mate. Well,
yeah.
You guys are gridding for the feature race here tonight, mate. Good luck. 2 podium finishes already. Let's see if you can lock in a 3rd.
Yeah, that's the plan. All right. Thanks, boys. I'll see you guys.
All right, we just had Jordan McDonnell for Maverick Sim Sports, who was our Heat 1 winner. And, of course, Mr. John McHenry from Locked On Lads, our Heat 2 winner. They are gridded up. It is a reverse top 5. So Jaden will lead the field out here tonight for our feature race. What is happening?
It was really good stuff for everyone apart from Dan. Unfortunately, Dan broke out and everyone else had to go around him in the back. So, really good stuff from a few of the boys. Jordan McDonald gained 2 positions already from the get-go, and Jason obviously following him as well, gaining 1 position. All coming into the first corner though, this is where the battle start being decided whether or not they want to commit for it. As you see, they did the right thing there, just single file coming into the fountain. I think single file everywhere, yep.
Yeah, Dan, but Touche looks like he's spun. Might have been on his own. It's hard to see. I did see his car around in the background, and he has dropped to the rear of the grid. Probably not the start he wanted. I'm going to keep an eye on Callan, having an absolute great drive tonight. Probably not finished where he wants to finish due to mistakes of either other drivers or himself on a tricky track. He is already up 5 spots for the Crisscross Racing team.
Yeah, he's got a big challenge ahead of him. We've got Pete, got Steve, got Ryan as well ahead. And Steve's gone for an inside move here. And has he committed to it? I think he has too. Beautiful move as well from Steve to get in front of, I believe that was...
He hasn't got it stuck yet, mate. He hasn't got it stuck yet.
Should now.
Oh, he's pushed Wayne wide. Wayne's into the tyre wall there. Hopefully that's not too much damage. The tyre wall is definitely a little bit gentler than anywhere else on the track.
No, that was a good move from Steve. He forced him wide, but nice and clean though. And see Kevin Wakefield on the grid. Oh, not just on the grid, on the field at the moment, trying to gain a few positions. Unfortunately, he's been very unlucky as well, as we saw in the second race. He just hammered cannonball to some of the drivers, and unfortunately, oh no!
Shane Newlands is around. Lucky the drivers managed to dodge that. Kevin Wakefield does make the move on Brendan Soper. Sinkovic is around. That is going to plummet him all the way to the back of the pack. That is not what he wanted. Kevin Wakefield now just took that position back off Wayne Edwards.
Kevin trying to make as many positions possible. He's gained 4 positions so far this lap alone, so obviously he's trying to keep it nice and clean, stay out of trouble, and yeah, hopefully everyone else around him makes mistakes. That is what he's wishing. As you see, Callum trying to make the inside move of Pete, and I believe he has committed and made it as well. It's a beautiful move there from Callum. Already up by 8 positions so far this race, only lap 2, so 11 more to go. Might, at this rate, he might be in first position, but he's still got a long way to catch up with the boys ahead. He's 12 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah, and Jordan McDonnell just set a 133.17, so pretty quick straight off the get-go, but there is a train starting at P5 with Metcalf, then McHenry, Douglas and Basilage all battling it out here for P2. I'm sure Jaden's going to want to try and do everything he can to keep these guys away from catching up to Jordan, but Jace Douglas is going to have nothing of it and will get on through there through Jaden.
It might get a little bit messy. There's a couple of cars deciding to go side by side, and to see John McHenry is stuck on the outside with Purdy on the inside, and he's made that move stick as well. And almost got in front of him, but decided to back out. Didn't have the liner he wanted, and that allowed John McHenry to go back in front of him. Unfortunately, Jason Douglas just took the line that Cody wanted. As you see now, that Jason Douglas has to defend.
It's Callan. I think Callan was around. I just watched him plummet down to P12.
No. Two different lines there.
Yeah, they're all trying to play defensive.
Yeah,
This
McHenry
is-
just trying to keep it nice and clean there. He's just trying to get Douglas, just put him under pressure, but all the boys there, they did the hairpin really well. Unfortunately, not one person made a mistake.
Hey Ray, thanks for joining us this evening, mate. Good to see you out here cheering on Jason again. Ray says, "Go Jace, rubbing his racing according to Days of Thunder." It sure is, mate. Little bit of rubbing.
Seeing we're still on board with Cody, he's just trying to make a move on John McHenry, but John McHenry's also trying to make a move on Douglas, and Douglas is trying to make a move on Jaden. So this is a very interesting battle for P2 right now, and just basically the first driver to make the error, and that will allow the other drivers to capitalise on that moment. As you see, they're just keeping it nice and clean, just trying to keep it as close as possible. But yeah, slowly getting into the rhythm at the moment, so none of these boys are trying to overtake at the moment. Nice and bumpy down the exit there, just tagged the roll. It's such a brutal corner there. I don't know how the quick drivers can do it without touching the roll. And that allowed Lockie Brett as well to join the battle pack as well. So he just creeped out of nowhere. So he's got to try and make sure he can capitalise on this moment. You see the boys coming around the hairpin once again. So if any drivers make a mistake, they haven't. They all kept it nice and clean. They all basically drove the same line, so unfortunately that doesn't give anyone a real advantage coming to turn one. As you see, Jaden in front of Jay Douglas, and Jace is trying to use all draft as much as possible to get quicker, but it hasn't really worked out. They all four drivers basically got the same lap time. It's not going to be 1/10 between each
What
other.
the heck they did too? 33.67, 33.67, 33.77, 33.80. It shows just how close these guys are. And this is now five-way battle for P2.
Yeah, it's so good to see. You know, just like the amount of pressure that Jaden's under. You know, these boys are just right on his bumper, and they're just saying, "Hello, we're here. We're ready to pounce on your mistake." And they're keeping it nice and clean, which is good to see compared to the second race. So coming again into another corner. Oh, Jace!
Careful with the nose, mate. Careful with the nose.
Jace is trying to get a really good exit there so he could try and capitalise onto the inside move here, but unfortunately Jaden just defended really well and got the extra speed on Jace. Jace is trying on the inside, you're allowed to attack that curb, you do not get an off track for that, so these boys here will be using as much as possible. Now approaching the hairpin, Jason decided to pick a different line, going for an engine under, and ooh, just didn't get enough there. Jaden just had the better exit. And yeah, once again, these boys got very similar lap times.
Right on top of each other, mate. It's going to be interesting to see if Metcalf tries to make a move around McHenry, or if Metcalf and McHenry are playing the waiting game to see what happens here between Douglas and Masalage. So
Yeah,
these two battling the way they are, a simple mistake could just lead Douglas and McHenry and Metcalf straight through.
Yeah, I think they will be waiting a bit. They still got 7 laps to go, and Jason's a little bit younger, so he's a little bit more hot-headed compared to the older drivers out there on the grid. So they're probably waiting for him or Jaden in ahead to make a mistake and just capitalise that at that moment. But at the moment, they're both doing a really good job keeping it nice and clean. And just see Jace trying to capitalise on this corner. You can see how much he capitalised on it. Just Jace didn't have the best of exit there. They just allow Jason to just try and have an idea, see whether or not he can make a move here. But as you see, Jaden did a really good job defending. Kept it nice and tight on the curb, making sure that Jace doesn't get a quick exit. And now coming to the hairpin, Jason once again gone for a different line, but unfortunately didn't capitalise on it. So Jaden stays ahead. Good exit speed from him in the hairpin.
While this 5-way battle is taking place for P2, Jordan McDonnell is nearly up to a 10-second gap back to P2, 9.43 seconds. So Jaden, his teammate, is doing exactly what he wants him to do. As we see McHenry make a move on Douglas. It's finally happened. McHenry got sick of waiting, needed to get that move done, get himself up into that podium position. He is the points leader for the championship. Needs to keep those podiums consistent. And
It's probably smart from Douglas to let him go anyway. He's a little bit more quicker, so if he can force Jaden to make a mistake, he'll be able to capitalise that and regain P3. So beautiful move from John coming into the third corner. Make sure that Jade didn't have to overrun coming into the fountain. Kept it nice and clean. See now, all 5 of them still on the screen together, so it's good to see that these boys keep it nice and clean. Now it is up to John McHenry to make the move for P2. As we see on board with Cody, just sticking it with the boys, just make sure he doesn't fall a little bit too far behind. He wants to make sure he's right behind him. As we see Jason.
Cody's got to stay there right now. Cody and Lockie both can't drop off the back of these 3. Looking at their lap times last time, Cody and Lockie are nearly half a second slower through the lap as the new times come through. Cody actually was faster than Jason, and McHenry going for Jaden right now.
And that opened the door massively for him. This gives McHenry a really good chance now to try and drive away from the pack. As you see, once again in turn 1, beautiful exit from the hairpin, stuck in the draft and off he went. I think poor Jay's a little bit upset with that, because I think he wanted to be a little bit more closer to John and try and capitalise on the double overtake. As you see Jason all on the back once again of Jaden. I think he's probably getting sick and tired of seeing that bump at the moment. Just can't find the answer to make a move at the moment.
He's got 6 minutes left to go to see if he can get that move done on Jaden to get himself up on the podium. But Jordan McDonnell still pushing that gap out. He is 12.8 seconds. Oh, Lockie.
Been overtaken.
Yeah. Lockie got the move done on Cody. Did Cody just make a small mistake then, and that allowed Lockie to just commit?
Lockie's been slowly pulling in the group, so I think he might be a little bit more quicker on pace than Cody at the moment. So this allows, obviously, maybe just put Lockie in the prime position of maybe stealing the podium off his teammate and Jace at the moment. You see coming into the first corner. See McHenry slowly gaining a bit of time away from Jaden at P2, but is that
Steven again?
Oh,
He's back on the old Spinovich here tonight.
Yeah, the poor man. I think that's the 3rd time I've seen him do it now. As you see, Jay Douglas just trying to make an answer. He got nice and close. Beautiful exit there.
Good run out of that corner.
The inside line got shut, so he decided to go on the outside and maybe go for the undercut. As you see, just
still got a good run out of there.
We've got a good run, but stuck on the outside. I think you prefer the inside line here. And is that a move there? No.
That will go straight to race control.
Yeah, that is not what Jason wanted there.
What was that?
I think that was Lockie.
Down the inside, gets it locked up. Yep, didn't look the cleanest move there.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Jace, but yeah, he's still got a couple more laps to recover, but unfortunately 3 laps might not be enough to see.
He's gone from 4th down to 9th in a blink of an eye.
It's amazing what one spin does at this track. Like, it's just incredible.
Cody now firing through. Really starting to move around a lot on the track, just to remind Lockie that he is there. Cody was the quiet achiever out of these guys, sort of let the battle of 5 do their thing. Dropped down into P7 and has now worked his way back up into P5.
He's done a good job to obviously recover from the early stage of this race. He fell back a couple of positions, but now just keeping up with the pack ahead of him, so keeping it nice and clean, just hoping to stay at the back of Lockie and maybe capitalise on P4. As I said, Lockie just gained 6 positions so far this race, so good on him. As we see Jordan McDonald in the lead, he has overtaken Callum Hodgkinson, so poor Callum hasn't had the best of nights, but yeah, hopefully keeps his heads up and come back next week even stronger. As we see lap 11 now. Gonna be interesting.
Callum was having a good drive, but I feel like he's been caught up with a few of the incidents that may not necessarily have been his own fault, which is really unfortunate, because in both the first 2 heats he was up there battling in the top 5 for majority of the races.
Yeah, so it looks like he's been into the pits, so unfortunately he might have popped some damage along the way, but Long Beach does take a few victims, unfortunately. It's a bit like Monte Carlo, you know, it's a tight track, there's no runoff, no nothing, there's rules side by side, so all it takes one mistake from a driver or yourself and you know, you're in the wall and there goes your car, so it just proves that it is a difficult track to race on.
I can't wait to get out here in the M4.
It'll be good fun. I think I drove the Mercedes out on this track and it wasn't too bad, so I haven't had a go with the BMW out on Long Beach.
I've driven the Merc GT3 and I have the Audi, but I haven't really spent much time behind the wheel of the Audi, so it'll be interesting. I only just purchased the BMW today, so we'll see how I go.
I think the boys will set you up a good setup so you feel nice and comfortable out there. Oh, fixed? Oh no. To see Cody on the outside just overtaken for P4, but it's gone from under and over now. Just coming to the hairpin, got the inside line, and he kept it nice and clean there. He's blocked him, but he's made the one move now, so you've got to make sure that he doesn't double cross on Lockie now. There's Lockie coming across the finish line. There's 2 laps to go. He's up 12 out of 13, so 2 laps to go. 3 minutes to go.
Get these laps in too.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a beautiful move from Cody, making it done as early as possible. Now this allows him to try and, I've got to say, try and catch up to Jaden, but I think Jaden made a bit too much time, so now he's got to try and keep Brett behind him. Beautiful battle here. Oh, Brett's kind of on the inside here. Beautiful exit. Side by side coming into this corner, and Cody decided to back out and just try for the next corner. This is a beautiful move. He's on the outside now, side by side. Once again coming to another corner. It's just committed foot, a lot of speed, and got it through. Jeez, I was surprised he didn't understeer into the wall there. That is a brilliant move and good driving skill as well. That's what I just see. Matty Gerard said, great pass. It was a perfect pass. So yeah, Lockie in P5 and Cody in P4. And we see Johnston as well with Wakefield battling for P7, but McDonald, white flag, 1 lap to go. Hey, this man here has been very quick all night. He got a win in the first race, P3 in the second race, unfortunately copped damage when his teammate span in front of him, and now he's leading the race by 14 seconds to McHenry. So it's just been a marvellous race from him. Also the quickest as well, once again out on track with a 1:32.8, so an awesome drive, and yeah, good composer out there. As you see, just almost 15 seconds ahead of McHenry. Just amazing how quick this man is. Obviously benefit from his teammate, battling out with 4 other drivers behind him at the time being. Coming around into the last sector now. I'm pretty sure this man has his car on cruise control. He knows he has the victory. He knows the last lap. Attacks the curve very nicely there. Now just coming into the second last corner, just before the hairpin. Beautiful move. Didn't make a mistake. So that should solidify Jordan McDonald for a victory win. That is 5 out of 6 wins in the last 2 weeks. So this man here has proved he can race. To see John McHenry coming across the finish line now. He is in P2. He drove really well to make sure that he gained those 3 positions after the heat win in the second race. And we got Jane Basilak as well in P3. So congratulations on the podium as well for him. So he would be enjoying it with his teammate, 2 of the boys from Maverick out on the podium. We also got Cody Metcalf as well in P4, so congratulations on that as well. He's been a very quiet achiever for tonight, you know. First race with the SRW crew, and he's proved he's got a bit of pace. Might be a bit of a challenge later on in the season. We've also got Lockie Brett as well. He's finishing in P5, the missile. So he gained 5 positions in that race, so congratulations on that. And following behind him as well was Nathan Kane, finishing P6. Once again, another man that has gained 5 positions in this race. Started outside the top 10, finishing P6. And another driver as well following behind him is Greg Johnson in P7 and 5 position gains as well. So he drove a really good race to put himself back into the top 10 after the unfortunate second race. And we also got Kevin Wakefield up 7 for this race, the biggest gainer, P8. Then we have Dan Bartus in P9, and rounding out the top 10 is Shade Nelland, and I believe he was also a new driver as well, so congratulations on your top 10 finish. So yeah, it was a very interesting night tonight. What were your thoughts, ShiBBy?
Yeah, the 86 is turning it on like they usually do.
That's good to see. Hopefully next season the 2 of us can go out there and have a bit of fun ourselves, eh?
I mean, I only laugh because I've only been talking about it for nearly 2 years. That one day I'll get out there and race too. But I'm going to, just not on broadcast. I'm going to jump in a race straight after this race. So once our drivers get in here, let's pump out these interviews so ShiBBy can go and have a bit of fun as well. We are just waiting for them to join the green route, but your feature results are on the screen now. Phenomenal driving from all our drivers here tonight. It was an absolute great show. Thanks so much to Shannons Insurance for sponsoring our Toyota GR86 Nationals. Of course, Warren & Brown Tools for our round sponsor. Racecraft for our qualifying pole position and top 10 shootout, even though there wasn't one tonight. But yes, and of course, all of you out there viewing our amazing broadcast, thank you so much for joining us week in, week out. We already have Jaden, so let's grab Jaden.
G'day Jaden, how's it going, mate?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Oh, congratulations on P3 in this race. Obviously, it would have been very tough to try and keep the fast boys behind you in that last race. How do you even out there?
Yeah, no, it was real good. Bit of an up and down night, you know. Got caught up in an incident, but, you know, managed to fight my way through. So, yeah, and the feature was just good to have a bit of, I guess, open air to myself until they started closing in on me. And, yeah, just tried to run my own race and, yeah, have a bit of fun out there.
Yeah, I gotta say, it would have been very hectic to try and keep four quick boys behind you. You know, I think you did an awesome job there. What was your game plan to try and keep them behind you?
Honestly, it was just look forward, you know, not look back in the mirrors, just try and run my own race, even though a couple of times I did have to throw a block job here and there. But, yeah, overall, it was just real good fun and glad to get my first podium.
No, congratulations on your first podium, and obviously to do it at Long Beach as well. How difficult do you reckon this track is compared to others?
Pretty difficult. I'm sort of new to the sim world. I've only had my sim for about 2 months now, so to jump into this track, it's definitely a challenge, but really good fun, obviously. So yeah.
Congratulations. Obviously, you see that you have a lot of pace, especially with not much experience compared to the other boys out there. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, thanks guys, and thanks for putting up the servers and all of that. It's it's a good night to racing. Really enjoyed it.
No, congratulations. And obviously, who do you want to thank for your sponsors and your teams?
Obviously, all the boys at Maverick. They've been teaching me a lot to try and speed me up around here. So thanks to them and everyone who's on the car, everyone else who just sort of chips in and gives me pointers here and there. It's much appreciated.
Congratulations on a podium, and looking forward to seeing you back next week.
Yeah, cheers guys.
Cheers.
That was Jaden Basilage from Maverick Sim Sports. He will take out third place in the feature tonight. Moving on to Mr. John McHenry for Locked On Lads Racing. Will secure himself another podium spot tonight and keep pushing his gap on his points.
Yep. Just keep collecting the points and keeping it clean. It's probably all I could do on that track tonight. Was just I'm not going to say I could keep up with Jordan. There was no way of that one tonight, but tuck him behind him and keep your eye on the points and keep it clean.
Mate, in that feature race, those moves you made on Jace and Jaden down into turn one, they just didn't see that coming.
No, I think I telegraphed them a bit, but to be honest with you, I just had to be patient and sit behind them for a while. We're having some great battle behind there, and even Cody behind me, he was right up behind me there for quite a while. Gave me a little touch coming into one there at one stage, and he apologised for the touch, nearly turned me, but after that he sort of just dropped back a bit, and I was able to push the other two and try to get those passes done.
Oh, mate, it was absolutely astounding driving. 3 completely different races here tonight.
That they were, yeah.
But some really good outcomes for yourself. That is 3 podium finishes tonight, mate. So congratulations on that. Another great podium for the Locked On Lads, mate. How are you guys going with the fundraising for the Shipbox Rally?
I haven't actually checked it this week. I know the boys have finally just got all their official pack to get them really kicked off and moving on it. So I think they're only out of the 5,000, they're only sort of a couple $100 in so far in a week or so. And everyone's just going to keep pushing it, plugging it, and get it out there. And anyone that does want to donate, I think there's a link on the SRW page, the Discord, as well as on the Locked On Lads Facebook page as well, where anyone can donate and help the boys get out there and raise the money to get them on the rally, and the money goes towards Cancer Council. So great cause.
Awesome, mate. Well, congratulations again. We highly look forward to seeing you back out here next week, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot.
All right, that was John McHenry from Locked On Lads Racing taking out 3 podium finishes here tonight. We will move on to our feature first place. Wait, did he get 3 first places again? No, he didn't.
No, two this time.
Just 2 this time. But an absolute crazy fast driver, Mr. Jordan McDonald, sorry. Oh, no, wait, I got it right the first time, didn't I? Man.
I don't even know, mate. Wait, what's that, sorry?
No, just saying, I think we did get it right the first time, but unfortunately, it is a confusing name. But no, congratulations again. That's your 2nd win of the night, 3rd podium, I believe, as well. Obviously, that first lap in that last race, I think that was a very crucial part of taking victory.
Yeah, I got a really good start, which was obviously important. I think I had turn 1. I was in front before even turn 1. I just got a really good launch from the guys around me, and there's one thing that I had to be working on a little bit, because old John, he'd been beating me on the starts ever since I started racing in the league. So just been practicing them and trying to get them right. So I think I've found a sweet spot now, which is important. And then it was just about trying to put a big enough gap to where I can just cruise and not really have to worry about anyone behind me. Because obviously, if I knew Jaden was going to be like fast enough to battle with the guys, but I knew that once John and maybe Jace got past him, like they'd probably check out from him a little bit, and then try and hunt me down. So yeah, it was just about making sure I had a big enough gap so I could just kind of cruise and not run any risks. Because yeah, that second race didn't quite go to plan.
No, I got to say, you're a very quick man. I believe as well you got all the quickest laps in every session as well, so it proves that you got a bit of speed in G86s. But Long Beach, though, you reckon that this is the best track for you, or is there better tracks out there?
To be fair, like every track that we're going to on the calendar is the first time for me in 86. Some of the tracks I've obviously raced at previously. This was my first time at Long Beach ever. I bought the track when it was a tech track on iRacing a long time ago, but never used it because it was tech track, and the computer I had at the time couldn't even open it because it was just crazy, like not optimized at all. So it was the first time on it, and yeah, it's a neat track, very rewarding if you get it right. But then I don't know, like I think I like the street circuits because obviously you got to maximize the track without putting it in the fence, which I did on my flying lap at the start of the night, which is embarrassing. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. We just take every track as it comes and work with the team to try and maximize our car speed.
No, you're not only going to make mistakes, mate. I've done it before, and I've thrown leads. You know, coming to second corners, I just got a curse of second corners. But it's amazing to see, obviously, your first time out in Long Beach and just how dominant you were. Normally, you see someone dominant when they put in a lot of lap times in a certain track. But obviously, good to see that you have a lot of pace, just natural pace out there.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that we hadn't done practice. Like, obviously, tonight wasn't the first time on the track, so don't get me wrong there. It was more just, like, basically yesterday, me and the team, we jumped in a server and did some testing, because obviously, like Maverick, we, like ShiBBy would know, we come from a dirt background. Me, not so much, like I did road racing growing up and everything, but a lot of the other guys, you know, they're still fresh to road, so I try and set them a benchmark, and then, you know, like in our own servers, I just try and build them up and get them faster and faster and faster, and I think it's working. Obviously, tonight there was a little less cars, but you know, like Lockie's certainly in contention for running in that top 5 now, and Jaden's there as well. We're still working on trying to get Nate with the bald head a little bit faster, but yeah, I mean, as a team, we're just trying to get better and better, and it's good to know that, like, you know, my pace in some way is the benchmark, but I can always be beaten, you know, so I also have to put in laps and try and go as fast as I can, which sometimes demoralizes them a little bit because they're like, oh, we're so far off the pace, whatever. But I'm like, no, just keep practicing and hitting your marks and you'll get there. And we analyze all the telemetry and try and figure out where I'm quicker and where they're lacking, or sometimes they're actually better than me in some places, so I can learn something from them too.
No, absolutely. Always it's good to have a mix of quick drivers and slow drivers, because you never know, you might learn between the both of you, like often quick and slower. But congratulations for tonight's win. Who do you want to thank for the race?
Obviously all my team, Maverick Sim Sports, Sim Black Stefan. From there, he actually just picked up a new direct drive wheel, the Sim Magic Alpha Mini and FXC Pro, so big thank you to him for looking after our team. Beautiful wheel, beautiful kit, and he makes some awesome stuff, so if you are looking for some equipment, definitely, especially in New Zealand, obviously in Australia it's a little bit harder with the shipping, but if you're in New Zealand, then definitely go and hit up Sim Blacks, because they've got great products. And then custom graphics for designing all the liveries and sponsoring the team, Auto Care, Pukekohe, and Basil Beauty.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Well done, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Awesome to see you back here next week with your team, but we've got to get a move on. There is the roulette session that I would like to get into, so we're going to kick you out of here real quick, just as quick as you were on the track tonight, mate. Congratulations again. Some more points racked up for you and your teammate, and we look forward to seeing you all back out on track again.
Yeah, you will. See you later. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right, that was our round 6 here tonight. Thanks to Warren and Brown Tools, Shannons Insurance and Racecraft, of course. I have been Nathan ShiBBy Howard. The man next to me has been Tyler Sheaf. Thanks for hanging with me tonight, mate. It has been a blast. And you're going to come on and help the V8. Oh, no, you did the V8 Supercars with me, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely did do the cars, yep.
The days are turning into blurs and the nights even blurrier. We're going to end this broadcast by saying stay safe and race hard.